I'm very pleased to be here with you. My name is Hans Hendrischke. I'm Professor for Chinese Business and Management at the University of Sydney Business School. I've been in China for a very long time. The first time I lived in Beijing was in 1979. Since that time I've been in Beijing every year and have travelled across all of China and see the changes over the last, well, by now it would probably be 40 years. I have travelled in China, every province apart from Heilongjiang and Ningxia. All the others I've seen them since the beginning of the reform period. So my impression of China is really that over this time China has totally changed. If you start with the people in 79, everybody was thin and poor. Most people I meet now are fairly well off. They have changed completely. They are global citizens now. And that is reflected in the way you see buildings, the way cities have changed. When you used to travel from Shanghai to Suzhou, you could see lots of poor farming areas. If you go now, it's all industrial and high-rise buildings. So China is a different country from what it was. In my early days in China, I was working as an interpreter for the embassy and was interpreting for Deng Xiaoping. And that sometimes reminds me of current situations. At that time, nobody in the West knew what to do with China. We didn't know, was China close to the Soviet Union? Was it close to the West? Did it really want to do business, or was it just some passing change? For quite some time, people really did not know an answer. And that changed immediately as Deng Xiaoping came and suddenly was meeting Western politicians and business people. And people sat down with him and came away from these meetings and said, I trust him. I know where China is going. We believe China is going to be a reliable partner and is going to work with other countries. That started the breakthrough. That's, I think, one of my strong memories, to see how much difference one person made. Another memory, one of my other favorite memories, is doing interviews with private businesses in Hangzhou and Sunan, in these areas, Jiangnan areas. We did hundreds of interviews and met people who were starting to do business. They had never done business before. They had to organize everything themselves. These people really managed, and that's a credit to their resourcefulness and their creativity. And one final point, I think, which is quite often overlooked, the role of women in the whole reform area is underplayed. We met so many entrepreneurs and female entrepreneurs and women who have taken responsibility, and they are a very big part. I think they don't get enough credit for them. Looking from now, one of the most important changes is how China became a global country. When I arrived, China was completely isolated. I think the only friendly country was Albania. But otherwise, people couldn't travel to China. Inside China, you couldn't travel. There were only very few places where you could go. I was lucky because I was working in the embassy, so I could get special permits to travel. So I traveled to Changjiang and I traveled to Dunhuang. But normal tourists couldn't ever go there. And to see how this has changed, people have the money to go overseas, people are educated, people speak languages, people can buy things, they can deal with other people. This big change from a totally closed up country to a global country that's open, I think that's the most impressive change I've seen. 我中文名字是杭智科，杭州的杭，智慧的智，科学的科。这个中文名字大概是在50年前替的，所以用了很长时间。我原来是德国人，然后来澳大利亚30多年。我现在在悉尼大学工商管理学院做中国经济教授。在悉尼大学，我们中国学生很多，所以我们工作领域也很广。